education opportunity. I want to thank Colonel Baker and some of the other people who traveled to get here this morning for us. Laura brought up our sponsors. I know we're in the middle of our sponsorship campaign. I'd be remiss if we didn't mention that. Really appreciate the ones that have sponsored us and allow us to do a lot of what I'm going to show you on the next several slides. I'll introduce SEPI in a minute, but SEPI has sponsored this event this morning. Actually, and this is not working. Okay. Laura, I think she switched it.
Pardon us.
Yeah. So. Just start. So anyways, what we're going to talk about today, and we'll hit some slides and catch up in a minute. Well, I want to tell you a little about the local chapter. First, if everyone in the room that's involved in a local BLG or on a state board can stand up, I'd appreciate it. And the reason is these people have a lot of good information that throughout the day, if you have any questions about what we do, contact any one of them. And I'd like to recognize the one that sat down the quickest. Kim Loftus has taken over as chair for our BLG for next year, so she's thank you for agreeing to do that. What we do is we try to provide a lot of education events. So every month we have an education event. I guess I should talk in front of the microphone. And that provides a myriad of different education opportunities, and I think you all get emails on that and are able to attend. We have two signature annual events in Raleigh. One is our spring membership lunch, and this year we talked about sustainable restorations. I think it was a great conversation. And then today, Green-NC is our education event. And it provides especially elite APs to spend a whole day and get several credit hours of needed education for your accreditation. One of the more important things that I think we do is we support the community here locally. We have a big involvement with green schools, and if you'd see the slide, you'd see some of what we do, but we actually have several schools in the Raleigh area, and we're looking at launching that platform now across the state in the next year or two, more so, but it's basically going into middle schools and allowing them to, and elementary schools, allowing those children to make their schools more sustainable. And there's been some really, really good feedback out of those events. And here's a person that probably knows what he's doing more than me. The other thing we do is a talent competition. And is anyone in here from Forsyth College or any other college that was involved in the talent competition? Not today, but essentially what we do is we provide a competition that allows the university systems to compete with a sustainable project. And this year it was called Why Transit. But Raleigh's planning on doing a transit station here in downtown, and they took this as a prototype job and created a sustainable design. And Kevin Montgomery, myself, and Dan Ryder had an opportunity to judge the competition this year. It was great seeing, I think, all the great ideas from the architecture students. And the plan is to get these architecture students involved in our organization. And what we end up doing is we give them a stipend to go to Greenville, and that's the group that got to go to Greenville this year out of it. Advocacy is a big part of what we ended up doing this year. Thank Laura for what she has done there. There were some bills that were in the legislation that were not very favorable to the future of sustainability in our region, and I think we had great success working with the various legislative parties and getting some of that taken care of. So it helps go back to some energy codes that we think are important for the future of our state. Green Apple Day of Service. The other thing we try to do is different service opportunities. One is Green Apple Day is actually a national USGBC event. Here locally, we started something new that I'm sort of big on. I think everyone knows that. We're doing weatherization now in the southeast Raleigh neighborhood. We spent a couple Saturdays doing a street on Dacian Road, And we went in and made that neighborhood more sustainable. And our plan is to hopefully go back there this spring and next fall again. We'll be looking for more volunteers and try to transform an area of more low income to more sustainable housing. And it was an eye-opening experience for the 30 of us that spent our Saturday there for sure. So those are the types of things we'd like for you to be involved in if you're not more involved in the organization. But just want to thank you all for coming, and thanks once again to our sponsors. And with that, I'm going to introduce Seppi, who sponsored it, that will come up and introduce the speaker. Thank you.